former spokesman of the Tinubu Shetima Presidential Campaign Council in the Southeast, Dr. Joseph Onoh, has blamed the continuous detention of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB Nnamdi Kanu, on Southeast leaders. He urged Southeast governors Ohaneze and other groups calling for the release of Kanu to first of all engage with the families of the victims who suffered one casualty or the other from violence associated with IPOB. Nigeria News report that Governor Soludo of Anambra State, Peter Mba Enugu, and the new President General of Ohaneze Chief Emmanuel Nwayanwu, among other politicians, have demanded the release of Kanu. Reacting, Onoh argued that it was unrealistic to keep demanding for the release of the embattled leader from President Tinubu while ignoring the victims of Kanu's leather force. He insisted that it would only be fair to set up a commission to look into the matters involved with the criminal elements associated with IPOB. Onoh said that the Southeast leaders have continually suffered from willful amnesia by denying the dangers posed by IPOB activities in their region. He noted that President Buhari is a freedom fighter who engaged in conventional methods to negotiate democracy in Nigeria and will not be less concerned in any freedom negotiation that oppose the tenets of the rule of law and engagement. He insisted that the Southeast leaders ought to apologize for IPOB deeds before demanding the release of Kanu. He said even IPOB had come out to claim their non-involvement in some of these dastardly acts and have volunteered to work with the government and security agencies to fish out the criminal elements that have hijacked their organization, but the immediate past governors of the Southeast refused to engage them. In fact, they were enjoying the mayhem and sit-at-home. They played the role of victims more than the affected, showed no support for the security agencies nor the safety of the indigenous visitors and residents of their states. Rather, they protected themselves in their respective government houses, while others were killed by the criminal elements, including men and women of our security agencies. What did we say to the family of Dr. Chike Akunyili, who was savagely murdered in the open street? Joy Gokwe, whose house was burnt, attack on Senator Ifeanyi Ubah that resulted in the death of his security aides, attack on the former governor Ike Dioahim of Imo State, staff of the American Embassy who were recently murdered in Anambra State, just to mention but few. He alleged that the Southeast leaders are playing politics, Nnamdi Kanu, and have failed to resolve the matter squarely, adding that apart from engaging with the families of the victims of IPOB violence, Igbos should collectively tender an apology for the atrocities of the criminal elements in IPOB. I am not against the release of Nnamdi Kanu. After all, I have said it before that the release of Kanu is more important than the Senate president being zoned to the Southeast. But our Southeast leaders and governors must take responsibility for some actions. When we wrong someone we know, even unintentionally, we are generally expected to apologize. The person we hurt feels entitled to an admission of error and expression of regret. We in turn try to ameliorate the situation by saying, I am sorry, and perhaps make restitution. To date, no restitution has been made to surviving families of IPOB victims. The first question then is, who exactly is the guilty party? The degree of damage is an issue as well. When a leader feels obliged to apologize, especially for a trespass in which followers were involved, the harm inflicted was likely serious, grievous, widespread, and enduring. Okay, but when we are acting as leaders, it is not just to use the release of Nnamdi Kanu to play policies or publicize it in media by asking Mr. President to release him. The circumstances are different. Leaders are responsible not only for their own behavior but also for that of their followers, who might number in the hundreds, thousands, or even millions, as in the case of IPOB. Since leaders speak for as well as to their followers, the apologies have broad implications. The act of apology is carried out not merely at the level of the individual but also at the level of the institution. It is not only personal but also political. It is a performance in which every expression matters and every word becomes part of the public record, as shown in the way they called for Nnamdi Kanu's release is now made public record by various actors in the southeast. This Onoh, something, you don't enter your head. All the nonsense happening in the north, nobody has held anybody responsible. Nobody has held anybody who is contesting. Nobody has held them responsible. Can you imagine? And you are here coming to spew nonsense. You are coming here to spew nonsense. What did you say when the court said Nnamdi Kanu should be released? All the nonsense game that all of you are playing, using people's life to play nonsense. You in your word you said IPOB has denied all those engagements. They have not come out to with their bold chest to say this is what we have done. Oh, we are the ones involved in these things. There's nothing anybody can do about it. There is nothing anybody can do about it. No, it has never happened. Because I don't know what you guys, I don't just understand what you are up to. So who told you that they have not engaged the IPOB? IPOB said they are not the ones. We have people who are going about doing all manner of nonsense. They don't want to be engaged with this what is it called? Sit at home order. As a Solido not banned a sit at home order, and this new Mba that came has banned a sit at home order. So what do you want them to do? They met Buhari the other day. The Buhari said, oh, he didn't have any hand in it, that they have to go through the legal process. And the legal process, at the end of the day, the man was vindicated. You did not say anything that they should obey the law. No need to tell Buhari or Tinubu. Tinubu should not release Nnamdi Kanu. The law said he should be released, so it is not in the hands of anybody. They should obey the law. No, even the nonsense that happened in Lagos, has Tinubu addressed that? The Igbos that they said they should not vote. Don't you know that a lot of people lives were taken during the last election? No, you will not see that. The only thing you come and tell us that after it happened in the southeast too. The Boko Haram members being integrated and recruited into the Nigerian army, giving scholarships sent abroad to study on amnesty. Have you addressed their victims? Why are you this dumb? As far as I'm concerned, no one stops you from joining the Nigerian army. What are you saying? Don't mind them. Don't mind them. We have never heard any of them coming out to say we have repented, but the army will just tell you that they've repented, and that is it. Can you just imagine? It is high time they start descending on sellers because they are the problem of Igbos. Yes. Onoh, keep pleasing your Hausa slave masters. Mr. Onoh speaks trash and very stupid talk. Not worthy to be Southeast leader in Nigeria. Who made him Southeast leader? He is a useless man that hides in Lagos to vomit trash against a blessed people. Well, this guy now, what's his name? Igbokwe. You know they talk again. No, you know they talk the way they talk before. Why? Don't keep quiet.